Hello everybody, this is Dan from Screaming Donkey Woodwork, and if you're thinking about getting a laser for your woodworking shop, you are definitely going to want to watch this video. Today I'll be reviewing the xTool S1 40-watt laser along with the air purifier. You ever go and look for a product review and you find some guy trying to give you his whole life story and telling you to subscribe to his channel? I hate those videos. So we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it, and I'll tell you what I like and what I don't like about this laser. My top goal is to make quick, cheap templates on the fly whenever I need them. I figured out carving out a little heart would give us an example of what can be done. This is regular 1/2-inch plywood that I got from Home Depot. Because you know Home Depot is known for their great quality plywood. It's definitely not the cheapest stuff that they have, but it's definitely not the most expensive stuff that they have either. I've cut this apart and found like fiberglass fibers in it before. And if it can cut out templates, then I can use it for other things like making more tool holders for my French cleat wall. I figured out carving out a little heart would give us an example of what can be done. I looked up the preset for a 3mm slice of plywood, and that was at 100% power at 15 millimeters per second. I already tested this making some F-bombs earlier on. Did you think I was kidding? I mean, who doesn't want to go into someone's office and just drop a handful of F-bombs on their desk? This is at 10x speed, but it really only took a little over 2 minutes. Kind of reminds me of when the aliens attacked in the movie Independence Day, although Will Smith gives me the heebie-jeebies now. So since it didn't cut through, I can't really go up to a higher power. 100% is the highest, so all I could do is slow down how fast it's going to go. So we slowed it down to 2.5, which is my first issue with the machine. I was able to pop it out, but this is not what I was hoping for. I mean, it could work in a pinch, but I was definitely hoping to be able to cut through the whole piece of 1/2-inch plywood. I'm sure I could get a slightly thinner piece of plywood and we would be just fine, but I wanted to make sure we could do 1/2-inch, so I figured I'd just drop the speed down one more time and try it again. You know, I really want to make those French cleat tool holders for my wall. So 100% power, 2 millimeters per second, and I was able to cut through that 1/2-inch plywood. Now I know that sounds like it's going really slow, but the thing is you can really just set it and walk away. You have to be in the general area because there's always a risk of fire, but I definitely can get some other work done while this is doing its thing. Anybody who has 3D printing knows this now. You set your printer up, you work on whatever else, and then you come back and pick it up. This was really exciting, a lot more exciting than I anticipated because I saw it drop when the last little bit of laser went through, and I was like, oh my god, it's fully intact. It's definitely not perfect, but it's still better than what comes out of my CNC because the templates that I make with plywood there are subject to chip out. But this laser cuts acrylic too, so you would have even more perfection with that. But for a quick and cheap template, I don't think you can go wrong here. Let's go ahead and jump into it and answer some of your most burning questions, like how much does it cost? Well, right now it's between $18.99 and $28.99. And that really kind of depends on the options that you pick. xTool sent me the Safety Pro air filter and the air assist along with the xTool. For me, that's about as much as I need, but at some point I probably will upgrade to the conveyor and the larger riser for it so I can do thicker material. If you know me, you know I think affiliate programs are stupid, but I do have an affiliate link that if you want to click, you can buy the xTool here. Just check the comments or my information section. Now, I think it would be totally awesome if you clicked that link and bought it, but I also am realistic and know that if you're going to make a $2,000 to $3,000 purchase, you're going to think about that for a little while and probably will forget where you saw this link at. How much space is it going to take up on my counter? The short answer is a lot. It's 30 by 28, but you're going to need room for the exhaust and room to hit the e-stop button on the side. Then if you're going to use the air purifier, you're going to need another 1.5 feet for that to make room. So you're looking at about 4 feet of space across a 3-foot deep table surface. You don't have to have that air purifier, but you definitely would need to exhaust outside of your home because it does make a ton of smoke. Is the software easy and intuitive to use? I would say sure. This is kind of a difficult one to answer because I'm an AutoCAD user and I'm a CNC user also. Whereas I didn't have to look up anything online to figure out how to do it. Some of the things don't work as well as I would like them to. For one, I have to switch off of the pointing tool to the grabbing tool to move the screen around. That's just a real big pain in the butt. And I've tried a couple other laser softwares too. I actually have a couple of different lasers, and this one probably was the best. So to get a little geeky on that, it does self-assign layers, and if you know what that means, I'm not a fan of that at all on the CNC machine. As a matter of fact, I am constantly reassigning layers. But for the laser, it just makes a lot more sense because you're not going to knock your piece around as much. What's the learning curve on this? I would say about a day. You could have it out of the box, set all up, ready to run, and run your first test project in a day. I think the only reason it took me a full day was because I CNC'd out this little plate to hold my coasters first. All right, I think we're doing pretty good. We're 6 minutes in, and I think I've answered all of the burning questions. So the rest of this is just some nuance and some capabilities of the machine. That smoke, it gets everywhere. There's a power assist to pull some of it away, but it does even stick to the wood, so it takes a light sanding to make it nice and clean. Even when we did the lower cuts, it still required some cleanup. So this one here, I didn't carve that F in as far, but you can see it's dirty compared to the one that is carved down a good millimeter. I do know if the wood is already finished though, you can clean that up with just some alcohol and a rag. So I'm making my F-bombs. I was able to set it up so I would do a cut and a burn in. And I did notice that the line between was a little thin and it just looked kind of black. So I was able to adjust the points on the trace out right in the program, which was really nice. I can't do that on my CNC machine. It's two separate softwares. One runs the machine and one does the design. There's also a cool little way to get an outline of the piece that's in the machine. You just really move the head around and then click the button and it tells it where the corners are at, and then you'll get an outline that won't carve out, so the rectangle that's around it there is not going to be burned into the wood or cut or anything. It's just showing me where the outline of the wood is so I can cut right up to the edge of it. But with that goodness comes a complaint because the snap tool isn't all that great. You can really tell it from there, but those bombs weren't all perfectly aligned. For my purposes, they didn't need to be, so I didn't go back and do it. But if I wanted to have them all aligned, I'd have to click on each individual one, click the number, and make sure that the numbers were all the same. I had to do that for some of my template setups, but for practical purposes, it doesn't matter all that much. But I am going to be using a bunch of templates, and it is a bit of a pain in the butt. I wish it would just snap right to the line, but it will snap either to the line, to the top of the line, or the bottom of the line, which creates a problem all of its own. This batch print of the F-bombs took us about 38 minutes. And this was probably the most satisfying thing that I got to do all week, was pop them out. You know, some of them are barely hanging on there. Some are just kind of friction in there, but it's really cool to pop them out. I thought I was going to be clever and stick them back in the frame to sand them all and just hit them with the orbital sander. I'm not going to show that just because the orbital sander was just flinging them all about, and it just doesn't look like sanding. It just looks like chaos. It did work, but it was a big pain in the butt. So, you know, I think I'm clever, but not always.
Well, I get it. It's very clever. Thank you. How's that working out for you? What? Being clever? Great.
Now to the air purifier. This thing is a beast, and the whole idea behind it was just to put as many filters in as possible. That top section is a displacement. The rest of those are just filters, and as you could tell, they smell really bad because they pull out all the smoke. You can definitely still smell the smoke in my shop afterward, but I will tell you what, there is no actual smoke in the shop when it's done, so I feel like it does the job. I think part of the reason you still smell the smoke is the automatic mode shuts off the moment the laser stops cutting. I think they should have left that on to where it stayed on for a good minute or two after the laser finished cutting. And whatever you do, don't put this front cover on upside down. You can't really tell which way is which because it's just an X and it's the same either way. But I spent a good 10 minutes troubleshooting why it wouldn't start up. Other than that, it's easy and intuitive to use. There is an auto height sensor, and if you vacuum too close to it, you'll suck it right up in the vacuum. It's meant to break away easily so that it doesn't damage the equipment, but it also sucks up with the vacuum really easy. And then if you use the magnet trick to try to get it out of the bag, it doesn't work all that well because the pin itself is made of aluminum. There are actually some magnets in there, but it wasn't strong enough to pick it up. I actually had to fish through that whole bag for it. But this might be one of those pieces I just want to buy an extra one of because I'm going to like misplace it at some point. I'm going to knock it off, put it off to the side. It's going to get vacuumed up. I'm not going to find it in the bag, so I might just buy an extra one to have it. So one of the things that we do at Screamy Donkey Woodwork is make these awesome coasters. And as of now, they all get burned in on our xTool. If I was only going to be doing a couple, then it would be easy enough to align the edges of the material with the image that we wanted to engrave, but that's not the case. We're doing a bunch at a time. So since we do a bunch at a time, I made this little template on the CNC machine. I'm able to stick it in the xTool and have them all be in the exact same spot with a matched up template made from the software. Excellent. This really does cut down on the setup time, but one more problem that doesn't cut down on the setup time is wherever you save your last files to, that's where it wants to open everything from, and wherever you last opened everything from is where it wants to save things to. So if you open up an image from a picture file, it's going to try to save all of your xTool references back to that same picture file. Seems like a really simple one for xTool to fix, and I hope that they do. So the question becomes, is it worth it? Well, that's up to you, because for me, it is, because I'm in this sweet spot between production shop and beginner hobbyist. But I'm going to use it for my coasters, and I'm also going to use it to make templates. If you're not going to use it for those things, maybe it's not worth it for you. But if you like cool toys, then maybe again it is for you. So it's really up to you if it's going to be worth it to you. Thank you so much for watching. You will find an affiliate link for the xTool either in the information section on my page or in the comments below. I really hope that this helped you make your purchasing decision, but this isn't really what I do. So if you want to see some cool woodworking projects or see this actually in production, please subscribe to my channel. And don't forget, get weird with wood. Thank you so much for watching. So if you want to see some and my scene still sweet spot. All right, ready? Dancing. All right, let's do this. All right. And for me, it is. It's boogie, boogie, boogie. Okay, here we go. Yo.